This is Joya with the Lady Drinks podcast series. It's an opportunity for every member of Lady Drinks to tell us one-on-one what their business is and what they need right now. Well, I can tell you what Meera Patel needs right now. It's probably a big, cozy chair because you are about to become Miss Mommy.
Yes, I am.
Welcome. You met your business partner when she was your roommate. It was a fashion dilemma that led to Davies' closet.
Yes, April of 2011. We were talking about the bazillion weddings we had. So expensive here, the availability, the process. And then eventually we decided, hey, let's start a rent-the-runway for Indian clothing.
Mm-hmm. And for those who don't know what rent-the-runway is, that phrase is thrown around quite a bit, but what is rent-the-runway?
Rent-the-runway is a site where you can actually rent designer luxury dresses, and it's all mailed to you. You can rent it for either 4 days or 8 days. So we've taken that concept, done the same thing for Indian ethnic wear. So you can rent a salwar kameez, a kurta, sherwani, a sari, accessories, so anything from earrings, necklaces, all the way to your handbag.
Indian weddings, of course, go on for days and days. So you need a different outfit, inevitably maybe 4 days. It's not even enough to say that you need one outfit for 1 day.
4 days, 4 different outfits, and on some days you have multiple events going on. So 2 outfits a day in some instances.
Meera, I would imagine that majority of your clientele is Indian, right?
Actually, no, it's pretty much 50-50. Every person I know has an Indian friend now, and they probably have some special occasion, a wedding, a bridal shower. So these people all really want to embrace that Indian fashion and wear something Indian.
How old is your company?
We were in beta in November of 2011. We thought of the idea in April 2011. So we really got off the ground running super fast once we thought of the idea.
And how did you get seed funding to get this off the ground?
So we put some of our own money in, and we have about 5 different angel investors who are involved as well. They're pretty much silent partners, but we go to them for advice as we need. They really let Sheena and I run the business.
For somebody who was maybe in your shoes, how does one go about finding angel investors?
Here in New York, there's a ton of networking events. There's the New York Tech Meetup. There's even one in Hoboken. There's startup events. So Sheena and I have been very proactive, pitching our business and talking to the right people and networking. We actually did receive funding in June from a VC. That was obviously very large funding. That it wasn't a strategic fit for us, so we walked away from it. We continue to seek the right partners to become involved in our business, whether it be an angel or a VC or either a third co-founder.
What are the keys to putting together a compelling proposal that suggests that you mean business?
I think market size has a huge piece of it as thinking about how much money you want to raise. So, going through the exercise of saying, how much do I need for marketing? How much do I need for payroll? How much do I need for operations? And a lot of it is also relationship. These investors want to like you. You obviously want to like them. And they have to think there's a strong management team behind it.
Of course. And because you're going to be stewarding that money.
Yes.
Once it's in your hands. So it's not just a bunch of lehengas and saris that pretty up your site. There's what looks like a pretty steep learning curve for you, especially in the last year.
My background's all in brand management, shopper marketing, consumer packaged goods, beauty. Sheena has an extremely strong background in technology, so that's been very helpful. The financial element, I can manage a budget, obviously, but the whole, from a venture capital angel standpoint, how they look at your evaluation of your company and all that, I learned.
I think that's really hard for women to do sometimes. Would you agree?
Yes. There's things that you'll choose to learn, and then there's things that you'll choose to outsource to just optimize your time or find an intern. And there's ways to do it at a more reasonable cost than paying someone, a regular wage.
And how do you decide on your inventory?
Sheena actually was in India for most of last year, spending time at Lakme and Wills and partnering with many of our designers. So all of our clothes right now are exclusively made for Davies Closet. We did a ton of market research prior to launching the company. What we found is, certain designers work, certain designers don't work, and we obviously have a price threshold that we work with as well from a rental standpoint to make sure that our pieces turn.
Tell me what pieces didn't work and what did.
A lot of it is actually based on color, which I would have never thought. It's not necessarily by designer. Colors that we've learned that have really worked for certain clientele. It all goes back to a lot of our market research and a lot of our analytics that we're looking at from our customer CRM database.
We were talking a little bit about social media and having analytics on all of your tech portals. That, in this day and age, is so important to running a business.
I think that many businesses will just do things to do things, not necessarily test things or evaluate things. We've taken the time to really just look at every element of the business and track stuff to see what's working. Is it press? Is it digital? Is it TV? What is working for us? And we now know these things.
Because you're an educated business person now. You know what's driving traffic to your website. And what is that?
So right now we're seeing organic press is really helping us. We were in the Huffington Post, Lucky Magazine, great publications, and that's really driving a ton of traffic to our site, and we're seeing conversion from that.
If you were to advise somebody else that was going to run something similar, not necessarily a rent-a-runway or rent-a-langa in this case, but to make sure they're coming up higher on Google searches.
You can code your website from an SEO standpoint and make sure you have certain keywords that are going to help you rank higher on Google. And the other thing is looking at press, has a high page rank on Google, taking a look at that kind of stuff to make sure you're putting your brand in the right place. So it does rank properly. You can get press and it can be bad press. Negativity about your company being on a page that's not ranked very well, so you're not necessarily going to show up.
This is one of the big questions we beg to answer in the panel discussion next week is how do I garner press and why is that even important?
But you need to measure which pieces of your business have the higher conversion rate. For us right now, it is this element, the press piece of it, weighing out the ROI of it.
You're about to become a mom. How are you going to handle all of this? I see that you were working right up to the very last minute.
30 more days till my due date. Sheena obviously is a fantastic co-founder. She's going to be transitioning into some of the stuff that I've been working on. We have a strong operations team and a marketing team. Everyone's going to just really be stepping up for as much time as I need until I can get back.
I think that when Greta and I first started Lady Drinks back in July, I was so surprised by how many dynamic, smart Indian women like yourself were running enterprises on their own. And many of them were actually moms who wanted to re-enter the workforce but didn't want to necessarily be owned by another company. They wanted that flexibility.
And I think a lot of that has to do with how you pick your investors. As much as it's tempting sometimes to just take money from anyone and everyone who has money and thinks we have a brilliant concept, it's really about evaluating, the relationship and the strategic advice that we would be given.
Sure. What advice would you give to someone that was looking to start a business in this environment now? Because a lot of people did start them because the economy tanked.
My favorite quote is, act now, do it today, and get results. It's all about starting the process, talking to people, researching, and I definitely say get out there, talk to other entrepreneurs, and I think Lady Drinks is a great way for people to foster relationships with other entrepreneurs. It is definitely harder for a woman to get out, especially if you're looking for funding. It's a male-dominant world. Women have great ideas. I think a lot of people have ideas and they're fearful. At some point, you just have to go and really just do it. Put your heart and mind to it. And anyone can do it. Not everyone knows everything. And it's about learning and it's about being empowered.
What does that mean to you now, being empowered?
Being empowered is like really seeking out the confidence to say, I can do this. And then bringing that leadership quality over to more people that you bring into your business, whether it be freelancers, whether it be full-time employees.
What is the long-term play for Davies Closet?
We're really looking at ramping up the U.S. business, but down the line we see ourselves going international. I think, again, it goes back to finding the right partners overseas and certain countries that we've kind of noted as where we want to go. Probably Canada, the UK, and even possibly India. So we wouldn't probably just go into all three at once. It would be strategically picking the markets and finding the right partners before we dove into any of that.
What else is important for us to know about Davies Closet?
A lot of people think that it's New York, New Jersey based, and it's absolutely not. It's an online website for men and women to rent luxury Indian clothing and accessories at a fraction of the retail price. And literally, you go on the website, www.daviescloset.com, you select your outfit and or accessory, you enter your zip code, you select your size, you select your event date, and we will ship you a beautiful package. It'll arrive at your doorstep, you wear it for 4 or 8 days, send it back to us, we'll dry clean it, put it back up in inventories. You have access from anywhere in the U.S.
And it sounds like you're very customer focused.
People call us all the time. We have a few stylists on hand that will provide you with any styling tips, whether you're big or small, short, tall. We have stylists that can provide you with insight on what works best for your body type. And then we have a lot of non-South Asians who obviously went from us and they've never worn a sari before. And they want to know all about how and what color and what works for this occasion and what doesn't work. So we have people available to answer all those questions.
And that's an important piece, especially if it's uncharted territory for someone.
Mm-hmm.
Final question, what are you loving right now in the way of trends?
I love that the whole sequence and the metallic look is here. I think we saw Naeem Khan dress a few of the Oscar stars with his metallic looks. Love Salma Hayek's royal blue velvet dress with her beautiful gold collar. The collars are back. The big bold jewelry pieces resonate with my actual personal style as well.
Sure. So it's important to know that you have only Indian ethnic wear, if that's your taste.
Mm-hmm. And we do have dresses, but they're more for, like a Mendi event or something like that versus a full gown.
So that is Meera Patel, who is soon to be mom, but she is co-founder and owner of Davies Closet, where you could go for your next wedding occasion, and you just don't have to be a girl for that.